So this is our intro slide. This is just some of select work that students did in the last academic year and last semester. So you're going through and you're seeing things from print media to video, et cetera, et cetera. But I really wanted to start off first with introductions. So this is me. I'm Ryan. I'm an associate professor and the chair of advertising. That's my little visual gag for you all. Philip McAvoy is here. He's an assistant professor in our department. He's been with us now for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, something like that. And then Lauren Lawrence is another full-timer in our department. She's our program manager and adjunct professor as well. So 3 of us are here, obviously, to talk about the department a bit and to answer any questions that you have at the end of things. So if you have questions as we're moving along, pop them in the chat. We'll read those off, and then you're also welcome at the end to vocalize your questions as well. But we're here to answer any questions and address any concerns that you might have about our department. So the advertising department itself has 2 areas of emphasis: art direction, which is the visual design side, and copywriting, which is the verbal design side. Everyone takes classes together, and after your first semester sophomore year, you have the ability to then declare your emphasis, which path you want to pursue. And based on that particular path, you'll have some differing classes that you'll take that will help you learn and focus on your emphasis. It'll be more specialized craft, but for the most part, you'll be taking classes together in your major studios as art director and copywriter, and oftentimes you'll be paired up as teams to work on projects together. The list below there, where it says a few things you learn, are the various subject matter that we cover in our department, and this is just a few of them. There's plenty more than this, but there's no way we could fit them all onto a slide or even multiple slides, and it would just kind of get boring in this presentation. But primarily art direction, copywriting is the first 2 there in the first 2 columns. Hi, welcome whoever's just coming. We also focus on graphic design, photography. You'll see content creation, social media, motion graphics, experiential advertising, television production. And by television production, we mean any form of moving image to communicate advertising, film production, advertising strategy, problem solving. We cover radio, how to write for radio, how to occasionally we cover production for radio as well. So it depends, again, on the selection of courses that you're taking throughout your studies. This next slide that I'm going to show you is a collection of award-winning work from our last academic year. So these are some big award winners, all student-created work. I'll start playing that right now. My volume's real high. Can you all hear that really okay? I'm going to just kind of talk over it a little bit too. So as it's going, all the work that you're seeing are samples of student work, and it's all student generated. So the film that you're seeing, the animations that you're seeing, the design that you're seeing, none of it is grabbed from the internet or taken from a site where you're purchasing things. The students made all of these, and that's where we differentiate ourselves as an advertising department at an art and design school. Is we have the facilities and we teach the skills to craft these things yourselves. So not only are you coming up with amazing ideas that net you these fantastic industry awards, but you learn that skill set: photography, video making, storyboarding, telling the story, writing.
Ryan.
All of these things. You see some people, I'll use acting in quotes because it's not the best acting all the time. But they get used to being on screen and talking in front of people quite a bit.
Hey Ryan, it froze.
But again, we're not appropriating imagery. We're not using found imagery or anything like that. The students are creating these things themselves, and it really shines. It shines and shows through when they're at an internship or at their first job, with the varying degree of level that they're entering the industry at with this large skill set for both ideation and craft. Froze on the first frame. Is it froze for everyone?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Man, the internet stinks today. I think it's because the Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow. So, Connor, are you seeing a different image now at all? Sorry, you guys. This is a really bad.
No, it's still frozen
Let
on
me unshare and try to reshare. Maybe that will work. I had some issues here with the video playing. I wonder if it was frozen for everybody though?
Yeah, the audio was working, but it was stuck on the first frame.
Cool. So I'm
And
glad I was talking about how everything that you're seeing is crafted by students.
We can hear you. We can hear you though.
They just thought you were talking about one frame.
The irony of that is a nice swift kick in the pants. All right, let me try it one more time. If it doesn't work, I'll keep things rolling forward, and hopefully we'll be able to. Maybe it'll do it if I share just PowerPoint. I'm worried about that. All right, you guys, let me know. I'm eyeballing the chat here.
It's black for me.
Still
yeah,
black?
I don't see it either.
Nothing?
Ryan, I'll pull up the slides on my computer and share it.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds to pull it up, and keep on talking while I pull it up really quick.
I of course will just love to keep talking. I'll try and jump to another slide, but as I was talking about, it says Ryan has started screen sharing, but not showing you what. Oh, great. All right, so my screen share is a pile right now. This is fantastic. I taught class this morning and everything was fine. Again, I blame the groundhog. All right, do you want to try and start sharing, Lauren, to see if it works on your end?
Yes, yeah.
So the work that you're about to see is award-winning work from last year. Hopefully it all shows up and plays properly. It's worth the build-up, you guys, I promise. It's some amazing work.
Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
Why did it just said it's some amazing work under there?
I have my subtitles on for whatever
so
reason.
cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. That's not what I was going for. Let's do one more time. Sorry, 2 more seconds because I just realized one other thing that I forget.
If you guys have any questions, pop them in the chat. I'll answer them on the fly. Oh, I'm seeing it. Is everyone else seeing it? Okay, Connor's excited. All right, good. So the work you are seeing is created by students. It's their ideas, their concepts, and every piece in this reel has won at least one major advertising industry award. The reason that we like that is because when this work goes out to competitions, student work is reviewed by industry professionals all over the globe. So it's getting that student recognition when they win the award, but even if they don't win an award, their work is seen and evaluated by external resources, external creative directors, recruiters, clients, etc. So they're getting that exposure. And they're working really hard to get that recognition. And when they win awards, then it also gets posted on those awards websites. The work gets posted, their names get posted, the school gets a little bit of recognition as well. But the first thing that employers look for when they're looking at your resume coming out of art and design school is what awards have you won, industry-based awards have you won, and what internships have you worked. So we have had students get jobs as direct results of those awards. Yes, Connor. and we could talk more about that in just a few minutes. Lauren, if you want to jump to the next slide here, this is the end of the reel anyway. There's the loop. So these are just a few of the awards. The American Advertising Awards is hosted by the American Advertising Federation. That is a national advertising association, or federation, I guess, as it says. And that is a 3-stage awards competition where they start regional, and then they move on to districts, and then they move on to nationals. And we've had multiple national awards in there. You're seeing a slide show down here at the bottom, naming off all the students and the awards that they've won in these various award categories. We did receive a national best in show at the American Advertising Federation. We received a Mosaic Award, which is a student, a single student award given out nationally for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's hosted by the American Advertising Federation as well. We've won several Young Ones pencils, which is a global competition. The D Show, held by AdCraft, is a local advertising awards here in Detroit. And as this slide says, and more. So there are plenty of competitions that these students have submitted their work to and gone on and won. We've had Adobe Awards and several other things. So let's jump to the next slide there. I'm trying to catch up for some time. In the department, we also have competitive scholarships, and these scholarships are available to advertising students. This isn't an entire College for Creative Studies list of scholarships. These are ones that are specific to our department, several of which we have worked with industry professionals and agencies to help develop and guide and foster. And those have grown into large monetary amounts along with mentorships and internships. So a lot of the awards that you're seeing on this page come with an internship attached to it as well. So you're getting not only the financial backing, but you're getting that industry experience. And typically those internships that these agencies want to host are over the summer. So next slide. We've worked with several clients firsthand. So we have at the school what are called sponsored studios, and these are clients that come to the college and want some fresh insight. They want to work with younger people and get that fresh perspective, get that fresh work, and typically they come with a creative problem that needs to be solved. These are a handful of the clients we've worked with in recent years. It's anything from local places like Zenith and the Mars Agency, both of whom are global brands but based locally. Shinola, Detroit, again, another global brand who is housed within the Taubman Center at College for Creative Studies. So we have a very close relationship with them as well. We've actually worked on some marketing for the school and done some pitches there just last semester. So those are being reviewed to see which ones go live so that you all will see them as promotional material for the school itself. Nike, of course, is a name that a few of you might know. Ford is another name that a few of you might know. But these types of studios give students exposure not just to the client, but to that professional environment, meeting deadlines regularly, which is very important in our business, and really upping their game to produce professional quality work. And getting that feedback regularly, again, from the professionals at those agencies, those businesses. What's on the next slide? Where our graduates work. So this kind of relates a little bit to Connor's question. Do you get a job as a direct result of those awards? Our students, our graduates work all over the globe. This isn't even a complete list of everywhere our students work, but it is a lot of the big names in the business. So you see Adidas is on there, Apple is on there, Ogilvy is a huge advertising agency. Amazon, I don't know if you guys have heard of Amazon at all. Yeah, Chrysler is in there. Kramer Krasselt, they're in Chicago. Puma, It's all over the place. So anywhere from in-house, like Adidas, Apple, Puma, to actual advertising agencies, DP Plus, Huge, FCB, Gray, Ogilvy, Vector Form, et cetera, et cetera. So this is just like I said, a small sampling of the places that our students have gone on to work and are still working. What's the next slide? Yay. Oh, okay. This isn't me yet. All right. So back to that other side really quick. So one thing I do want to point out is that 2020, we hit this pandemic and we had to shift to more of a remote learning, and a lot of things were affected economically. But upon the completion of that academic year in 2020, advertising students were still sought out from College for Creative Studies. And we ended up placing about, I think it was 85% of our graduates in agencies with entry-level positions in their area of study. So as art directors or as copywriters. I believe since then the number has gone up. So it took a little bit longer than normal for some of the people to find jobs, but we're still getting phone calls from agencies looking for entry-level positions, looking for internships. So the advertising industry has not died down as much as a lot of the other avenues in the economy. So it is definitely a wonderful path to go and explore if you are a creative who wants to venture out into multiple avenues of media. So if you like television, but you also like photography and you also like graphic design and you like doing something new day in and day out, advertising is definitely an excellent field for that, because the number of jobs you're going to be getting at the agency that you're at is going to change day to day, and you're going to constantly be doing something new and something different, and there's always going to be a new creative challenge for you to solve. And that's why I love this business. That's why I love this field, is because it's just constantly moving. We evolve with it. So even at the collegiate level, we're looking at future trends and we're evolving our curriculum so that day one, when you enter as a freshman, that work you do in your freshman level classes is still relevant 3.5 years from that day in your portfolio. So you're not wasting time. You're developing your portfolio from day one and creating relevant industry work. You get experience, exposure. We bring in guest critiquers from outside industry, from our networks, who are creative directors, creative recruiters, to give you feedback on your projects and give you that exposure to those people. Those people then, by way of that critique, become a part of your network, become a connection for you. So we do that for those 4 years. You'll come in with a class that's in the, probably 15 to 20 student range. Usually in our department, we're a smaller department. Each class ahead of you, sophomores, juniors, seniors, will have about that many students. So those 60 people ahead of you will be a part of your network. And then as you move forward, you'll have 60 people behind you. So 120 people plus the full-time faculty, the three of us, plus our 15 adjunct faculty, plus our network that we bring in. That becomes your network by the time you leave CCS. And that's just the people that you meet. You also use business networking tools like LinkedIn, and you start connecting with groups that are College for Creative Studies alumni groups. And those people become your alumni because we have a really strong community. And the people working at these places that you're seeing on your screen now, those people become contacts for you by way of you are also a CCS alum. So it becomes a really great tight-knit community where we all help each other out and improve this industry in every way that we can by putting the best people out there and then helping the next people up. So that's all I have. I'm going to turn it back to April for a little bit about admissions. And then when she wraps it up, we'll open it up for any kind of questions that you all have, whether it's advertising, department related, admissions related, et cetera, et cetera. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan. Yes, I totally forgot that we had this little nugget about admissions. So just really quickly, just in case some of you are thinking about applying or haven't applied yet or have even applied, it's really easy to apply to CCS. All it is filling out the free online application, submitting your transcripts, and then also showing us your artwork. All of the portfolios for CCS are 8 to 12 pieces. For advertising, for example, pretty much anything in your portfolio goes. We just want to see your strongest artwork. All of our students, our applicants, excuse me, are eligible for merit-based scholarships based on your GPA and your portfolio. And 98% of the applicants do receive some form of financial aid. Some application deadlines you may want to think about if you are looking to apply to CCS. This upcoming fall is the December 1st early action deadline, as well as the February 1st priority deadline. CCS is always rolling admissions, but if you want to hit those high merit awards, you definitely want to hit those 2 deadlines. For the need-based aid, you want to fill out the FAFSA that gives you all of the need-based aid based on your own certain kind of like, tax, like outlook. You're visiting CCS right now in this presentation, but we do also have open houses once a month. They're going to be always on the 15th going forward. And then we also have tour events that are led by our student ambassadors. So we have campus tours that are virtual every day of the week. And then we also will be starting to offer in-person tours. And then also we have Instagram live events, as well as, I think that's all. That's all. So if you do have any questions about admissions, you can put them in the chat. Otherwise, that's my spiel. And then I will hand it back over to Ryan and the gang for any questions about advertising.
Thanks, April. Fire away, you guys. What questions do you have?